Jenny here, and thank you for joining me today. For those of you who haven't got my newsletter, there will be a link in this because I would love you to be aware of things going on with the book, my book, Stuck on That Corn, From Job to Boss, Starting a Business from Scratch, and new resources which will be going on the webpage. I've just been so busy, got things in the pipeline. It's like everything, isn't it? But I made a promise to myself that August I would be taking a month off. So a lot of preparation has needed to happen for that. Anyway, today I'm going to read part of the book, which is called Don't Be in a Race to the Bottom. So this comes from chapter 3, A Curious Person Starts with Questions. And it was about how I was always nervous to raise my prices, and it's all about having a sense of value and worth, and this is really important in business. You've got to have a sense of value and worth, and you've also got to believe that you have a right to be satisfied and happy in your business. And growth in your business isn't just about having more people come, it is about the value you offer, but also the value you charge. And often people forget this because you kind of tell yourself that people won't want to see you. You make all kinds of weird excuses in your head. And the reason this kind of came to mind as to read this part from the book was because recently in a book club I'm in, we read the book Never Split the Difference, which is by Christopher Voss and Tal Raz, and it really inspired me. It's a really, really interesting book. And he makes this point. You wouldn't, if you couldn't decide what shoes you were going to wear, which is what kind of resonated with me, this book thing going, you wouldn't go out in odd shoes just because you couldn't decide today whether to wear the black shoes or the blue shoes or the red sandals or the green sandals. You wouldn't go out wearing an odd pair of shoes because one, it would feel weird. And if you're a slightly different style of shoe with different heel, then it's going to affect your gait and you'll be a bit weird. And plus it's going to look odd. And in my book, this is what I said. Maybe you can relate to this. I've heard other practitioners talk about how they very modest prices they charge are quibbled by the people they go to see. These businesses receive no help from the local authorities, NHS or anywhere else, because they are a private practice. What on earth do these people think? These are your customers, basically. When you try to explain your costs, professional knowledge, and an increase, all of those have a value, yes? But if you're treated dismissively, it can be really self-destructive. And many practitioners may be familiar with this theme. The person they are dealing with will have a large detached bungalow, particularly for health practitioners. We see this. The furniture in their home is of good quality, albeit a bit dated, but well looked after. I might be able to relate that one too, yeah? Maybe a gardener or a relative is attending to their very large immaculate garden, and you can hear the sound of a sit-on mower, which is housed within a huge outbuilding when not in use. Perhaps those very same people will have hairdressers visits, people to do manicures. The meals they have are delivered and are of an expensive brand. And they often talk about taking the family out for treats. Some practitioners relate how people who complain about the cost will then disclose giving large amounts of money to grandchildren to spend on holidays, but still ask you for the pensioner rate. If you try to increase your prices, they'll tell you someone else charged, yes, but they're no longer practicing, or they'd have gone to them. It's really disheartening. The thing is, they will do everything they can to make you feel guilty for charging what you are worth. A lot of practitioners cave in because they feel guilty about charging in the first place. I've done that. I never felt guilty about increasing my prices. It was the fear of losing the customers I had. But there was never a mass exodus of people in the business, and over time the clinic acquired better customers who were willing to pay for the healthcare. When I had someone challenge me, I felt angry. I worked hard for my qualification and was really insulted, especially as it was obvious they could afford it. And I've been doing some work with my mental health as well. It's really important. And sometimes that sense of worth, that sense of value can come from things which are happening in your past. And as a practitioner, you need to break those ties. You need to just break the ties from those past energies which stop you from pulling yourself forward. Because one thing I will say to you, the business grows and you attract the right people when you put out the right energy and message as well. And it's just really exciting at the moment, doing a lot of work with the business, with the web pages, and it's really seeing fruits. I'm getting really good leads and contacts from doing that. So what I want to say to you is never doubt yourself, and always remember and recognize that you have a value and a worth, and often it's a lot higher than you think it is. So stay safe, stay happy, and if you haven't already, get yourself a copy of my book, Step on That Call, From Job to Boss, Starting a Business from Scratch, because this year, 2022, the business is 10 years old, and I have a special price of the book on my From Job to Boss website. So make sure you follow the link to that, get yourself a copy, give me a wonderful review, because the reviews help other people as well, and enjoy it. And remember, there's things in here which can help you, even if you do a different business to me, or you just want some reminders about things that you've done in the past, and just to really focus on how far forward you have come. So thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay happy. And remember, get this book.